as we close out January and we get ready for February, that means high school baseball tryouts are right around the corner. What have you done this off season to increase the likelihood of you making this team? If it's nothing, you have a month. When that time comes and tryouts happen and you don't make the team, it's not time to make excuses or point fingers or blame. It's time to go talk to the coach and be like, Coach, what can I do to make it next year? This is such a valuable piece of information. If you get cut, don't quit. Figure out what you need to do to increase your likelihood of making it next year and get to work. There's plenty of programs and people that want to help kids get better at baseball, but you have to be willing to do the work. A lot of you kids are specializing at a very young age, whether you only know how to catch, you recognize yourself as a PO at the JV level or a first baseman, or which is the most ridiculous thing to me is any kid who says I'm a second baseman. Why would you ever want to be a second baseman when you could be a shortstop? Most second basemen on good baseball teams is a kid who wasn't good enough to be the starting shortstop. So then, you're number 2 in the depth chart, so you end up playing second. But you kids are specializing way too young, and you're not focusing on what's important. Baseball is a game that's mental and emotional, far beyond the physical. So why are you not doing anything to raise your baseball IQ? What's going to be more valuable to a team? A kid who can only play first base, but he's pretty good, or a kid who could play every outfield position, multiple infield positions, catch if he has to, doesn't really know the position well, but can hold it down if need be. You need to learn to be a Swiss Army knife and become the athlete and learn how to play every position and know where you need to be for each position. Good coaches are going to notice that. And they're going to take the kid who can play 4 or 5 spots over the kid who can only play 1 every time. See, we often look at ability as like a physical gift, how hard you can hit the ball, how well you can play a position. But in the grand scheme of things, in the global part of life, the best ability is availability. How many different positions can you fill? How valuable are you to the team? Because if you can only play 1 spot, but then you got a kid who's not as good as you at this 1 spot, but this kid could play 4 spots, I'm going to take the kid who could play 4 spots. So use this month to raise your IQ, to build your confidence from within. Learn the game of baseball and how to play the game of baseball. It's chess, not checkers, and you have to be intelligent to be good at baseball. And that's why most people say they don't like baseball because it's boring. It's not boring. It's challenging. It's hard. It's mental. It's slow. But it's exciting if you understand the game at that level. And not a lot of people are taking the time to learn the game at an intellectual level. And if you do get cut, look at it as an opportunity to rise. Don't quit, because you're setting the standard for the rest of your life. If you don't get what you want, you shouldn't ever quit. You ask the coach what you need to do to get better to increase the likelihood of making it next year, and then do those things. Don't wait a year, get to work. There's plenty of coaches and programs that can help you get better, but you have to be willing to do the work. Getting cut is not a bad thing. In a way, it can be a blessing, because it gives you an opportunity to show your resiliency and your willingness to never give up. I hope everybody makes it, but the reality of the situation, not everyone's going to. Some kids are going to get cut who are better than other players simply because based on who they know. And that should piss you off. But guess what? Nobody cares. So now you have to work hard enough to where it doesn't matter who they know. Your talent outshines that and they start taking you anyway. Don't look at every slight or every unfair situation as poor me. Look at it as an opportunity to rise and say, good. Keep disrespecting me, keep treating me unfairly, because I'm going to work so hard that it's not going to matter. I'm going to be so good you cannot ignore my talent. You guys don't understand the opportunity that is in front of you. Be willing to be bad is a necessity if you ever want to be great. I hear so many of you kids talk about how good you want to be and where you want to take it, and you guys all want to be these D1 and pro athletes, but how many of you are actually putting in the work? The time for talk is over. Especially if you're in the high school, the time to grind and put in the work is now. Find someone who can help you get better mentally, physically, emotionally, even spiritually at your sport and at life. And then surround yourself with people who challenge you to get better. Stop looking for yes men. Stop looking for people to enable your nonsense and get to work. Everything you want is within your reach, but you have to go get it. I appreciate if you made it this far through this video. I don't like doing these, but I do love helping people get better. Challenge yourselves and let's continue to rise together.